a beautiful day for baseball, and the series continues between the Stanford Cardinal hosting the Utah Valley Wolverines here on ACC Network Extra. It doesn't get much better than this as we continue with the doubleheader for games 2 and 3 of the series here at Klein Field at Sunken Diamond, one of the premier locations here on the West Coast. And it's going to be a great one as these two teams meet for just the second time ever, the first time being yesterday. And I'm excited to be on the call with you here today. Hello, everyone. Welcome into this Sunday Fun Day. I'm Jenna Becerra with you for Game 1 to start things off for today's double header. And the weather doesn't get much better than this. It's sunny and in the 70s here in the Bay Area. It's the perfect time and the perfect circumstances for these two to go head-to-head. So Utah Valley comes in 10-10 overall. They had the lead yesterday going into the 9th inning in the first ever meeting between these two. The Cardinal able to walk it off and score 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Stanford on the other side, now 8-12 on the season, 1-5 in ACC play, a non-conference weekend for them. Rentaro Sasaki able to get 2 hits yesterday that were the difference, a home run that left the yard and then the walk-off in the 9th. And now these two will go at it for Game 2 of the 4-game set. See if Stanford can back it up with another victory or if Utah Valley can punch back. So Utah Valley, this is what they're going to look like today. Leading off is Hunter Katchke, the first baseman. Caden Carpenter in the 2 spot. Mason Hamlin, the DH, in the 3-hole. Mason Strong, the catcher, in the cleanup. Brody Block, the left fielder. Second baseman Chipper Beck. Trenton Rowan, the third baseman. Center fielder Jaden Smith, who led the WAC with a .396 average last season. And then shortstop DJ Massey, rounding it out for the Wolverines. They will go up against the starting pitcher for Stanford, Ben Reimers. Coming into this one without a decision so far, just 5 1/3 innings pitched on the season, 3.38 ERA for the junior. 6 hits he's allowed, 2 runs, both of which are earned, 4 walks to 3 strikeouts. And of those 6 hits, 4 have been for extra bases. So today looking to settle in, and he'll be going to work with Luke Lavin behind the dish. That's the battery for today. Over at third base, J.J. Moran, Charlie Bates at short, Jimmy Nadai over at second. Rentaro Sasaki, yesterday's hero, over at first base. Eddie Tokheim in left, Ethan Hott, whose bat has been hot, out in center field. And then Tatum Marsh out in right. That's the defense for Stanford today. Stanford rocking the off-whites today with the black script. One of the newer uniform combinations. I'm a big fan. The former Stanford alum, I appreciate the take on this. And then Utah Valley today in their grays. And Hunter Katchke looking to kick things off here in that leadoff spot. He went 1 for 4 yesterday, and it was a big one. 8th home run on the season. That's a team high, 3rd in the WAC. Back-to-back games, he's utilized the long ball in 3 of the last 4 matchups. Senior fouls off the first pitch, aggressive out the gate. Utility player from Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, get the start over at first base. The 0-1. And he'll take strike 2 this time, so Reimer is able to jump ahead quickly. Reimer's out of Aliso Viejo, California, to J. Sarah Catholic. Ahead in the count. Fouling it off to stay alive, it's Katchke. Coming into this, hitting .293 on the season. Slugging .776, on-base percentage at .400. OPS at 1.176. 17 hits on the year, 12 for extra bases. He'll take ball one. A good take there from Katchke. Not a bad spot from Reimers, trying to get him to chase while ahead in the count. The 1-2. That's two inside on the corner. Called strike three, and Ben Reimers wins the battle to start things off. One away. On the backwards K right there, not afraid to go in on the righty. In the righty-on-righty matchup, that's a big out. It's one of the hot bats for this Wolverine squad. That'll give way to Caden Carpenter, senior out of American Fork, Utah. One of 10 native Utes. We'll take the first pitch for a ball just off the plate. 10 Utah natives on this roster of 40 for Utah Valley. Second most in terms of states represented is 8 from California, so somewhat of a homecoming. That's in there for a strike to even it up 1-1. Up and out. Now to make it a hitter's count, 2-1. Carpenter, another one this Wolverines team relies on. Named Baseball America's top transfer coming out of the WAC, coming over from Utah. Thought about it, but holds on the upstairs. That'll make it 3-1. .297 hitter so far this season. And he'll take ball 4. Caden Carpenter with his 16th walk of the season, and the first base runner is aboard for the Wolverines. That is a solid at-bat from Carpenter. Starts off behind. Able to battle it back, stays disciplined. Now runner over at first base here for the DH, Mason Hamlin. Senior out of Elbert, Colorado. Started his career at OU before making his way over to Utah Valley. Squares to bunt, pulls back but takes the strike. Carpenter over at first with the 1 out for Hamlin. Senior's hitting .292 so far this year. And the pick attempt over at first base, trying to keep him honest, but Carpenter back in there safely. Head on a swivel for Luke Lavin. The 0-1. That's it. Just foul. A little bit jammed on that pitch. And a good spot there from Reimers to jump ahead 0-2.
I have shorts on.
He'll have to protect. It's down and away for ball 1. Reimers with some ties to Stanford baseball before he was even born. His dad, Tom, played in the 90s. 1994 conference champion, went to the World Series in 1995. That's in the air. A lot of hang time. Communication out in the grass, making the catch. And that's Bates to put it away. It's another important out for Ben Reimers. Of course, you allow the walk, but what are you going to do with the hitter that you face next and able to produce that pop-up to let the defense work? Nearly a no man's land. Bates kept his feet moving to make sure he can make the catch. As the outfield playing a touch deep. So 2 away with Carpenter still over at first base, and that's going to bring up Mason Strong, the cleanup. Catcher out of Santa Clara. No, not the one in California, but the one in Utah. Holds to take ball 1. Santa Clara, of course, the home of the San Francisco 49ers, where the Super Bowl was played just last month. Week-long celebrations and events leading up to it here in the Bay Area. Pick attempt at first once again. Sasaki lays down the tag, but not in time. Carpenter getting adjusted there, trying to make sure he's got everything in place. You know, one thing in today's game that you see a lot more in the diamond sports is wearing the protective mitt on your hand, so when you're diving or when you're sliding on the base paths, that can help prevent jamming your fingers. Especially important when you're thinking about your throwing hand. Saki right over there at first base, not giving Carpenter really any room to breathe. So he's fixing his belt. And it stands at a 1-0 count here to Strong. Redshirt senior in a very upperclassman heavy roster for this Utah Valley team. 18 seniors, 4 redshirt seniors, more than half the team. 4th or 5th years. Took a little off that pitch to find the zone and even it up 1-1. Comparison, just 3 freshmen and 2 redshirt freshmen. A lot of experience on this team. That's in the air. Deep into left, going back for it. Losing room and it's gone. Mason Strong showing off the strength. A 2-run bomb here for Utah Valley puts them on the board first. Mason looking strong out there, as he'll bring in the first 2 runs of the ball game, and the Wolverines strike first. That was a tower off the bat. See the feet moving out and left from Tokheim. Just running out of room. Base is clear now with 2 outs for Brody Block. Senior, one of the California kids. And Reimers comes right back with a strike. Strong's 3rd home run of the year as Block takes ball 1. Block coming into this at bat hitting .292 on the season. 14 hits, 6 of which are for extra bases, including a home run. Gets a piece. Reimers makes it 1-2. Mentioned at the top that the Cardinal came back to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. They were trailing 3-2, so Utah Valley taking the lead yesterday as well. They'll do so again here today. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Reimers gets out of the top of the 1st, but some damage has been done. Strong showing it off and going yard with the 2-run shot. The Wolverines up 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 1st. Top of the 1st inning had some action as Utah Valley getting on the board first thanks to the 2-run shot from Mason Strong. Stanford due up to pick up the bats for the first time. Rintaro Sasaki leading things off. Tokheim due up second. Charlie Bates third. Moran the cleanup. Jimmy Nadai in the 5 spot. The designated player, Eric Gione, number 6. Luke Lavin, the catcher. Tatum Marsh, the right fielder. And Ethan Hott, the center fielder, rounding things out. They'll go up against, in the circle, Colton Kennedy, senior. 22 1/3 innings pitched so far this year. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Sasaki. Kennedy with a 4.43 ERA so far this year, 0-2 on the season. He's allowed 20 hits, 28 strikeouts, and 12 walks. That's hit hard. Short hopped into the glove of Katchke over at first base. He handles it himself. So an important out there for Colton Kennedy as he sits down yesterday's hero in Rintaro Sasaki. So Katchke over at first, as mentioned. Beck at second, Massey at short, Rowan at third. From left to right in the outfield is Block, Smith, and Carpenter. Mason Strong, the home run hitter, behind the dish, working with Kennedy as the battery. Here's Teddy Tokheim. That's upstairs for ball 1. Tokheim 1 for 4 yesterday. And he fouls that pitch up and out of play on the right side. Tokheim has hit in 11 of the 14 games that he has played in, including 7 with extra base hits. 13 straight he's made it on base. Trying to continue that streak. Over the white, up the gut there to make it 1-2. Kennedy with the pitcher's count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back big outs for Colton Kennedy. His first strikeout of the day, and it's 2 away. Kennedy listed part of the D1 baseball draft prospects for the WAC, in particular at number 17. Right-handed pitchers. Off to a good start here today, and now it's Charlie Bates. Mitch is down. Kennedy coming in, needing just 9 more strikeouts to tie for 5th in program history for a career 162. It's number 153 we just saw. Pitch is in. Bates works a 2-0 count. Bates 1 for 4 yesterday with a walk. Hitting .329 this season. Into the outfield, ranging over to make the grab and end the inning out in left center is Smith, and that'll do it. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the Wolverines. A solid start for Utah Valley. They're up 2-0 as we head to the second. First inning in the books, and Utah Valley with the advantage 2-0. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Wolverines. Chipper Beck leading off. He'll take ball 1. Reimer's getting the start. Started off today, the strikeout looking, allowed the walk, issued the pop-up, and then gave up the home run to Strong before ending the inning with another strikeout, getting Brody Block. Starting off 2-0 here to Beck. Beck hitting .360 so far this season. That's into left center field. On his horse, trying to make a play. It's going to hit the bottom of the wall. Playing it off the wall is Tokheim, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Chipper Beck. So a lead-off double, exactly what the Wolverines needed to keep the momentum going here in the second. Fourth double on the season for Chipperbeck. Now it's Trenton Rowan, Jr. Got 5 hits on the season in his 29 at-bats. Hits it hard on the first pitch, handling it over at second base and making the throw to first is Nadai. Beck will advance over to third, so some production with that out, as the third run potentially just 90 feet away. Jaden Smith, the center fielder. He steps up, hitting .245 coming into this, is the senior. Hit .396 last season to lead the WAC. Also had an on-base percentage over 500 to lead the conference. He takes ball 1. .12 hits in his 49 at-bats so far this year. Holds to take ball 2. Smith, the senior out of Gilbert, Arizona. Started his career at Southern Mountain JC. Make it 3-0. Asking for help to see if he went, they'll say no. It's Chris Engstrand behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Jose Matamoros over at first, Ryan Bleiberg at second, and Mike Mazza over at third. That's your umpiring crew. .30 pitch. And it's 4 straight balls. Smith draws the walk. Runners now at the corners for Utah Valley. Still just the 1 out. And we're going to have a conversation at the mound. Reimers just in his 7th inning of work in total so far this season. And pitch coach Thomas Eager been on staff with head coach David Esker into their 9th season here at Stanford together since Esker came back from the other side of the bay. Of course, an alum from here at Stanford, part of the 1987 National Championship team. Coached over at Cal for 18 seasons, came over to Stanford, his alma mater. Thomas Eager, been with him the whole way. Working with the pitching staff. Looks like we will not have a change. Eager's gonna stick with Reimers for the time being. As the 9-hole, DJ Massey steps up. Senior out of Bellflower, California. Big swing and a miss there at the first offering. Massey hitting .270 this season. 500 on base percentage. And of his 10 hits, just 1 for extra bases, had a double. Holds on that one to even it up 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Massey hitting .417 this year with runners in scoring position. The pick attempt at first, not quite in time. Got Smith by surprise, but he got back safely. Seen a few from the back pocket there from Reimers. A 1-1. Runner takes off for second. Dives in head first, no throw. So Smith ends up in scoring position. Runners at second and third here, still with the one out. The 2-1 count here to Massey. Some wiggle on that pitch, just outside the zone. 3-1. Really want to limit the freebies. Already had one come back to bite you, turning that home run into a 2-run shot back in the first. And the top of the order awaiting on deck. Called strike. Massey thought he might have drawn the walk, but the count now full 3-2. Massey had a walk and a stolen base yesterday in that 4-3 loss. Reimers will step off and try to reset. Payoff pitch. Just missed. They're going to ask for help there, but it's a no-go. And Massey does draw the walk. Back-to-back base on balls. And the bases are juiced for the Wolverines for the top of the order. One time through against Ben Reimers. And Hunter Katchke, the senior, back at it. Struck out looking his first time up to start off this ball game. Teammates helped him out. Still brought in a couple of runs to pick him up. First pitch in, first strike. Talked about the long ball threat that Katchke has. 3 of the last 4 games he's left the yard. Back-to-back matchups he's done so as well. That's down. Home runs in 6 of the last 11 games. He's hit .462 with 12 hits, 10 for extra bases in that span. 1-1. Reimer steps off again. Navigating some traffic here in the second inning. Still just the one out. Trying to produce the double play ball. In the air. On the right side. And on the tag coming in. It's going to be safe all around. The sac fly will bring in Beck to score. That's run number 3. And Katchke will be out number 2, but a productive out once again as the Wolverines extend their lead 3-0. Smith also advanced to third on the tag. So runners at the corners here as Massey stays put over at first. And it's Caden Carpenter. The lefty drew the walk last time up. Coming around to score on that home run from Strong. Runner takes off, but belted into center field and over. Caden Carpenter wasting no time. Adds to the damage. Deepest part of the ballpark, and Carpenter says goodbye. His 5th long ball on the year. Those walks to allow the base runners on, coming back to hurt once again. The 3-run shot from Carpenter. Wolverines coming out swinging, literally. So 6-0 Utah Valley. Mason Hamlin will take strike 1. 2 outs, base is clear. Hamlin popped up to short his last time up. 2 long balls already in this one, and as many innings. That pitch just misses. Well, if you're Nate Rasmussen, you got to be happy with this fight. You drop a heartbreaker yesterday, you come out punching immediately in this one, and that's hit hard, backhanded by Bates. The spin move, the long throw, not in time. Hamlin using the wheels to get there safely, and the infield single keeps the top of the second rolling. Home runs led the way for Utah Valley yesterday. Kochski, Houston had his first career long ball as well. Today, already seeing it as the umpires are going to conference. Gonna get an announcement here in stadium. Looks like there's going to be a video review. Stanford is challenging that play over at first base. Saw the backhand from Bates on that. Momentum was taking him, ended up spinning around, and the stretch from Sasaki trying to help his teammate out. And the call on the field, of course, is that Hamlin ran it out over at first base. Should it stand, it'll still be 2 outs with the runner over at first. Should it be overturned, the top of the second will be complete, and Stanford will have an opportunity to try to answer offensively to another crooked number put up by the Wolverines. And of course, the umpires have an opportunity to utilize the DV Sport technology system. Multiple camera angles, more than we even have on the broadcast. They can slow it down, take a look from different perspectives, get an opportunity to take another look. But the initial call still so important, because there still has to be enough to want to overturn that. You can see enough to where you can feel like, okay, the evidence is there to make a change. But if it's too close to tell, call on the field typically stands. We're going to get the decision. After the review, the call stands, and Stanford will lose the challenge. So Hamlin remains safe over at first base, and Mason Strong, the first home run hitter of the day, will have another chance here with 2 outs. Did his magic back in the first inning with 2 outs and a runner aboard. Try to bring that in here to his second AB. Yanks this one well foul to the left side, a long strike. Coming from Reimers at 91 miles an hour. The exit speed off the bat, 99. That one's to left once again. Did he do it? Off the top of the wall. Nearly went back-to-back in his ABs, but it's going to be a double instead this time for Strong. Well, extra base hits coming off the bat of Mason Strong. 2 in scoring position as Hamlin makes his way over to third. And with Brody Block stepping up, Wolverines will have officially batted around here in the second. Player let time out on the mound as the infield will come in and have a chat alongside the battery. Luke Lavin behind the dish in that leadership position, the junior from Laguna Beach, California. it looks like we will likely have a change on the mound. There's been activity in the bullpen for Stanford. Another visit here on the hump. And we will have a change. Looks like that's going to be number 37, Dominic Piniella. Piniella, the sophomore out of San Jose, California, went to Lee High School, did the righty. And he's going to get his warm-up pitches in. And we'll take a quick break here. Still in the top of the second with 2 outs. 2 aboard here for Utah Valley as they lead 6-0 over Stanford. Back at it here as the first pitch from Piniella is in there for a strike. Stanford in a hole. Piniella trying to stop the bleeding here in the second. The pitch is down in the dirt to Brody Block. Block struck out to end the top half of the first inning last time up. That's grounded to the right side. Handled by Nadai. Over to first. That'll do it. So 4 runs on 4 hits for Utah Valley, including the long ball from Carpenter. It's a 6-0 lead for the Wolverines as the Cardinal will pick up the bats next. Utah Valley led by Nate Rasmussen in his 2nd season at the helm, 5th season overall on the staff. He was named the head coach in July 2024, signed an extension through 2029 last year. He's been a big part of this program's turnaround. That's the first pitch from Kennedy in there for a strike to J.J. Moran. Back in 2025, set a program record for a head coach in his first year with 33 wins, a 33-29 overall year for the reigning WAC tournament champions. Check swing, called ball. J.J. Moran trying to get things going for the Cardinal after a tough top half of the inning. Fouled off, out of play, into the stands. That'll make it 1-2. So Utah Valley has been through the order 1.5 times. It's 4, 5, 6 due up for the first time for Stanford. And that's upstairs to make it 2-2 to Moran. Hitting .329 this season is the sophomore. 25 hits, 10 of which are for extra bases. That includes 4 long balls. Got some speed as well with 3 stolen bases on the year. Softly to the left side. Coming up on the run to make the throw over at short is Massey. 1 up, 1 down. Bit of a shift on there defensively for Utah Valley. Massey towards the 5-6 hole. And the second baseman, Beck, shifted up the middle. So 1 away here now for Jimmy Nadai. The Australian led the team in home runs and RBIs last year with 16 and 50 respectively. First pitch from Kennedy in there for a strike. Mad-Eye hitting .276 so far this year. 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. I'll take ball 1. Mad-Eye also named a preseason All-American on the second team by the Collegiate Baseball Writers Association. That's well up above his head and goes all the way to the backstop. Switch out the ball. Mad-Eye also listed as the number 10 second baseman in the country in the preseason list from D1 Baseball. And in the top 100 for seniors, named so by Perfect Game. 2-1. Foul tipped back, 2-2. Eight hits yesterday for the Cardinal. Mad-Eye looking for his first of the series here with Utah Valley. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 on the day from Kennedy, and it's 2 away here in the second. Kennedy in a nice groove here for Utah Valley. Helps when your offense gives you some of that cushion and some of that support. And he's now 8 strikeouts away from being top 5 in program history for his career. Just one more game he'll need to start to make it into the top 10 in program history in his career. And the first pitch there to Eric Gion in for a strike. The DH. That'll even it up at 1-1. Big swing, and that makes it 1-2. Junior out of Fullerton, California. Jones started at Columbia before coming out here to Stanford. Called strike 3. Turn that K around. Third of the day and another 1-2-3 inning for back-to-back outings. And Kennedy's on a roll as he's retired the first 6 straight. And Utah Valley still up 6-0 heading to the third. Got a ball game here in the third inning. Utah Valley with a 6-0 lead over Stanford here in game 2 of the series. Stanford, of course, led by David Esker in his 9th season here on the farm in the coaching capacity. As the first pitch to Chipper Beck misses for ball 1. Pinella still on the hump for the Cardinal. Finding the zone there to even it up 1-1. David Esker, 283 wins to 162 losses here at Stanford. As Pinella paints the last 5 College World Series. Back-to-back-to-back, 2021 to 2023. That one's well wide. Five Super Regionals during Esker's time. 2-2 in the dirt. Lavin keeps in front. And it's a full count. pitch misses for ball 4. So Beck with the leadoff walk. He had doubled last time, so he's reached twice in as many plate appearances. That'll bring up Trenton Rowan. Grounded out to second his last time up. In the dirt, Lavin over to first. Diving back safely is Beck. Nice pickup by Lavin behind the plate. That's gonna hit him. Rowan with the hit by pitch, first of the ball game. It's back-to-back free passes to allow 2 aboard here for the Wolverines. Jaden Smith reached via the walk his last time up. Stole second. Came around to score. Four walks and 1 hit batter allowed by the Stanford pitching staff today. First pitch strike there from Piniella. Come off that pitch at 82 miles an hour. Hesitant swing there to jump ahead 0-2. Fouled off into foul territory. Sasaki on the run, but he'll run out of room. A lot of effort though with the dive by the wall. Smith stays alive. Staying alive is Smith. It's a hitter who led the team and the conference in batting average and on-base percentage last year. This is a team that led the conference in multiple categories. Good pick by Lavin to keep runners where they're at. Beck and Rowan stay put at second and first, respectively. A 1-2 count. Big swing there, and a huge strikeout for Piniella. 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. And Piniella working through some traffic. That'll bring up the 9-hitter DJ Massey, who walked. Came around to score. Thinking about going to second, but holding is Piniella. Paying close attention to the base runners. Took some off pitch, gets the swinging strike. Good execution from Piniella. just missed on the follow-up. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out with 2 runners aboard at first. Lays down the bunt, but foul to the third base side. And that'll make it 1-2, effectively taking that option away. Not a bad idea if you're thinking about turning it over to the top of the order. Katchke awaits on deck. Struck out the first time, but with the sac fly his second time up. Held there. 2-2. It's a piece in front of home plate. Taking it is Lavin to get the sure thing at first. Will advance. In scoring position with 2 away. Top of the order. And Hunter Katchke, 0 for 1 so far today, has the RBI from the... We're going to have a conference Wolverines over in foul territory. Really, if you're Utah at this point, you have the momentum, you have the advantage, you can really take things 1 pitch at a time, as you always should, but just looking for your pitch. No need for Katchke to chase anything here. Easy to get anxious when you have those ducks on the pond like that, but you have the lead. There have been several walks issued by both Stanford pitchers. Trying to stay patiently aggressive at the plate. Goes the other way and lands foul on the line drive. Evened up at 1-1. That's grounded right back up the middle. Hard on the ground, exactly what you want to do from Katchke, and that's a 2 RBI single. 8-0 Utah Valley. Every at-bat just getting better and better from Hunter Katchke, showing why he's in that leadoff position. With the strikeout, start things off, but the sac fly, getting his job done with the runner over at third, and then now bringing in both runners in scoring position, not trying to do too much, hard on the ground up the middle, exactly what you want. First pitch foul tipped by Caden Carpenter. Carpenter has reached both. Walk. Runner takes off. Pinella over to second. Throw is high, trying to bring the Nicely done by the Stanford defense to get out of it. A couple of more runs come across thanks to Hunter Ketchke, the 2 RBI single, and it's 8-0 Stanford. Colton Kennedy still on the hump for Utah Valley, who has been absolutely rolling to start this one. Crooked numbers in every single inning. 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 more in the top of the third. And now 7, 8, 9 due up for Stanford. Luke Lavin, first AB. He'll take Lavin, 2-7 on the season. Seen him behind the dish all day long, and that one's up and out. Keeping it up at 1-1. Hitting .313 when leading off. Exactly what the Cardinal need right now to try to just misses, low and away. Stanford hitters right now is also not to try to do too much. Yes, the 8-run deficit is a big one to overcome, but you're not going to do it with one swing. Even if bases are loaded, it's still only halfway there. But you can do some damage as this is lifted into left center field, but making the catch, right center, is Smith. Well, Smith tried to get over there, but Carpenter ended up making the grab. So an important first out there from Kennedy. That'll bring up Tatum Marsh. Held, ball 1. Marsh started 49 games last season, reached all but 2, and got a hit in all but 9. Takes ball 2 up. Led the team with a .377 average. Was hit 19 times to lead the squad and had 13 two-baggers. Second on the team with 20 multiple hit games. It's first time up here today. Takes ball 3. Off to a slower start so far this season, hitting .183. .290 on base percentage. 3-0 count here. And it's a 4-pitch walk. 8th of the year for Marsh as he'll find his way over to first and get the base runner aboard for the Cardinal. Ethan Hott now stepping up, hitting .324 on the season so far. The 10th game he has started this season, 14th that he has played in. 11 hits for 34 ABs. Takes ball 1, 95 on that delivery from Kennedy. Hott's got some speed, would be an asset to have on the base paths. Check swing. He went. Strand confirms. And it's ones all around. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. With 1 runner over at first in Marsh. Marsh has 1 stolen base on the season. Has been caught stealing twice. Low and away. Senior. 8 of the 10 games that he has played in where he's had an at-bat. Big swing there for strike 2. Three Ks on the day so far for Kennedy. He had retired 7 straight before the walk issued to Marsh. That one just misses. A good take from Hott. Marsh, the first base runner for the Cardinal today. Hott would like to follow suit. Payoff pitch. In the outfield. High fly into center. Camped out under it to make the catch is Smith. And a nice job by Kennedy to record out number 2 and produce the fly out. Stanford officially batted around once so far. 2 away on 2 flyouts here in the bottom of the 3rd. Marsh still over at first base, and it's back to the top of the order with Rentaro Sasaki. Grounded out. First time up. Hit hard, but picked nicely by Ketchke. Home run and the walk-off yesterday to bring in the winning run in the 9th. Sasaki with a 12-game on-base streak. He's hit in 10 of the last 12. 5 times with multiple hits in that span. Takes ball 2. Tokheim, who's right behind him, has hit in 11 of the 14 games that he has played in. Top of the order trying to step up here for the Cardinal for a potential 2-out rally. Sasaki fouls it out of the play over the stands on the right side. Sasaki, one of 3 international players on this Stanford roster, representing Japan. Nadai from Australia. Canada also in the mix. Two-one. Hit hard, fair down the first base line. Sasaki with 1, he'll go for extra bases. Coming around third to score is Marsh. He's being waved and he'll stand up scoring. The RBI double for Rentaro Sasaki gets Stanford on the board. First hit of the ball game for the Cardinal, and it couldn't come at a better time. 8-1. Stanford gets the monkey off their back and brings across the first run of the ball game. A strong start for Kennedy on the mound. Again, retired the first 7 straight. Issued the walk to Marsh. Sasaki able to capitalize and bring him in, and he's now in scoring position himself for Teddy Tokheim. 0 for 1 today with the strikeout back in the first. Pitch misses up and out. This is Stanford team that can score. They can go deep. Multiple home runs in 11 of the last 12 games. 31 total in that time. Upper part of the zone there to even at 1-1. Those last 12 games, however, 4-8 record for the Cardinal. That pitch is fouled. They have been outscored. coming into today. The 8-12 record overall. Prior to today's start, 148 to 129. They've now scored 130 runs this season. That pitch is down. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Up and in. Full count. Back shifted to the left of second base. Right there behind Sasaki. Keeping a close eye at a big hole on the right side of the infield. Payoff. Low and away, and it's ball 4. A good AB from Tokheim, and he'll find his way on base for 2 aboard here with 2 outs. First time Tokheim has reached today. And that'll be the first visit to the mound now for the Wolverines. Charlie Bates scheduled up next. Flew out to center field his first time up. That was to end the top of the first. Hitting .325 on the season, but .474 with runners in scoring position. .400 with runners on in general. And the conversation being had, the whole infield in on it. Pitching. Head coach of Eastern Oregon, but was on staff at Pacific University as the associate head coach and the assistant. That's his alma mater, as well as Nate Rasmussen's. They were teammates back in college, part of that 2012 Northwestern Conference Championship. Third time they will be working together in some capacity, teammates on the same staff, and now Treadway as the pitching coach alongside Rasmussen as the skipper. Conference is complete, so Bates coming from the left side here with 2 aboard for the Cardinal. Low and away. Pick attempt at second. Beck running over to cover, but Sasaki back in briefly. (1-0). Absolutely drilled into right center field. That's going to one-hop the wall. The ground rule double brings in Rintaro Sasaki, and it's an RBI for Charlie Bates. Second hit of the game for Stanford, and both are for extra bases. Bates will trade spots with Sasaki, and Tokheim advances over to third. The 2-out rally continues. 8-2. Cardinal have cut the deficit down to 6. J.J. Moran now with 2 in scoring position. He grounded out to short back in the second inning. Moran hitting .325 this season. .414 with runners on. Off the end of the bat. Will it stay fair? It goes foul. It's a nice job by Strong to let that go foul on the first base side. Let it be a strike. A 1-1 here with 2 outs. Lined into left field. That's going to bring one in for sure. Sending Bates around, and he will score as well. Moran, a 2-out, 2 RBI single. Stanford offense is in business. Just gets extended and lines this one hard out into left field. Tokheim easily coming over from third base, but Bates getting waved around as well. 4 runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Stanford has cut the deficit in half. Jimmy Nadeye, swing and a miss for strike 1. Struck out his last time up. And as a player, as a coach, you think about winning each inning if you can. Break it down into smaller pieces. If you win each inning, you win the game. And Nadeye takes this one for a ride to left field in front of the warning track. Making the catch is block. But 4 runs coming across. Couple of doubles in the first 2 hits of the ball game. Adding a 3rd one was Moran with the 2 RBI single, and it's 8-4. Utah Valley still in the lead as we head to the 4th. Back at it here in the top of the 4th inning, and a new pitcher in the circle for the Stanford Cardinal on the hump. Austin Steves taking over for Piniella, and Reimers the starter. He will go up against 2-3-4 this inning, starting with Caden Carpenter. First pitch in for a strike. Steves at this point, a 1/3 of an inning pitched. Allowed 2 hits and a run. No strikeouts or walks as of yet. No hit batsman. Misses for ball 1. Steve's a sophomore out of Petaluma. Misses inside for ball 2. Carpenter with the walk and the 3-run shot. Lines one foul down the right side into the Stanford bullpen. Upstairs from the southpaw. Full count. So Reimers, the starter, went 1 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned. 3 walks, couple of strikeouts. Through 44 pitches, an inning and a 1/3 from Piniella. And a swing and a miss right there. The full count strikeout to get things going for Austin Steves. 1 away here in the 4th. Exactly the note you want to start on if you're coming in on relief. The 2nd out he has recorded this season. Mason Hamlin now. 1 for 2 with the single in the second. Takes the ball upstairs. That came in at 89. After Reimers, Pinella went 1 1/3, gave up a hit, couple of runs, both earned. Walk and a strikeout, a hit batter through 26 pitches. Now, Steve's falling behind. 2-0 here to Hamlin. Grazes the inside corner there. Finds the zone. Third inning, the first time that Stanford was able to outscore Utah Valley. 4 in the bottom to 2 in the top, as that is fouled straight back by Hamlin. Hamlin hitting .299 right now. And a swing and a miss for back-to-back Ks. Austin Steves getting in a groove. 2 up, 2 down via the strikeout in the fourth. Incredibly important for whoever was going to come out on the mound here in this inning to keep the momentum. Stanford finally getting some on their side in the bottom of the third inning to put up those runs. It's one thing to get momentum, it's another to keep it. Steve's getting back-to-back Ks and then jumping ahead here with the first swinging strike to Mason Strong. Struck out the other home run hitter with Carpenter. Now Strong hit the 2-run shot in the first. That's a good take to make it 1-1. Off the plate. Stanford utilized 5 arms yesterday in that 4-3 victory in the walk-off. Three and 1 count. Marsh got the start for a couple of innings. O'Haron came in for 2. Warner for 2 and Peterson for 1 1/3. Thomas getting the win at the end in the last 1 2/3. That's going to draw the walk. Mason Strong. Third time he's reached today. The 2-run home run in the first, the double in the second, and now the walk here in the fourth. Runner aboard with 2 outs. Brody Block stepping in. Block 0 for 2 so far today. Pitch is up. Block struck out back in the first. Has the throw over to first from Steves. Strong gets back on the base. One 0. Over to first. Sasaki gets the throw over to second base, and they get him. Strong took off, but the Stanford defense executing beautiful throws to get out of it. So an unconventional 3 up, 3 down inning. The Cardinal gained some momentum with the bats. Can they keep it here in the bottom of the fourth? They still trail by 4. Bottom of the fourth inning. Cardinal trail 8-4 to the Wolverines. This is game 2 of the 4-game set, but game 1 of today's doubleheader. Eric Gion leading things off at 6-7-8 due up for the Cardinal. Gion struck out looking his last time up. First pitch is inside. Utah Valley sticking with Kennedy. Had a solid first couple of innings, retired 6 straight. Added in the 7th to start off the 3rd. Stanford able to get in a groove offensively just a bit to put up those 4 runs. Kennedy thrown over 50 pitches so far in this one. Hit hard into left field on a line. It's gone! Eric Gion, see you later. A leadoff solo shot here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stanford keeps rolling. Stanford breaking out the long ball. They had a couple of doubles in the 3rd and now another extra base hit. Touching them all, Eric Gion. 8-5. The Cardinal continue to chip away. So Luke Lavin. Little pep in his step after seeing what his teammate did. Kennedy takes him off that pitch. It came in at 81, just missed for ball 1. That was an absolute rope from Gion. A line shot over there into the trees and left. Lavin popped up into left field on the run. Making the grab is Block. Recording out after the long ball, and it's out number 1. Home run number 5 on the season for Eric Gion. Tatum Marsh now stepping up. Walked and scored back in the 3rd. Grounded. Just fouled on the 3rd base side. Marsh making the D100 list for outfielders in the preseason is the off speed there from Kennedy. Makes it 0-2. Lined into right field. What a swing. An 0-2 pitch. Marsh does not give up on it. Gets his first hit of the day. And it's a 1-out single. Pitch is too much over the white of the plate for an 0-2. Marsh taking advantage, knows that he has to protect, just takes it the other way. Nice compact swing to go opposite field. 1 out, Marsh over at first. 1 for 3 in stolen bases, and that'll bring up Ethan Hott. Check swing with the foul ball. Hott flew out to center last time up. Senior went 3 for 4 with his first home run of the season in Game 3 against Pitt. Stanford dropped the series after taking Game 1. It's fouled out of play. First home run of the season, but also a double, 3 RBIs. Of course, the run scored on the long ball. He's reached in 8 of the 10 games with an at-bat. Trying to make that 9 of 11. Right back up the middle. Off the backhand there from the second baseman Beck, and taking advantage is Marsh. He'll go all the way to third. Beck was shifted up the middle. Could have made the play, but scoots under the glove. And the Cardinal keep the carousel going around the bases. Important for many reasons, of course, getting the runner on base. Ethan Hott doing his job, but to be able to turn it back over to the top of the order, in addition to moving that runner all the way to third base, now you have Sasaki, who had the RBI double last time up. Still just the 1 out. Down and in. Sasaki now 3 for 7 in the series so far. After the home run and the walk-off single and a couple of RBIs yesterday, he's got the RBI double today. In the dirt. Kept in front by Strong. Nicely done. Incredibly important whenever you have a runner over at third base to be a wall back there, but especially at Sunken Diamond, it is 70 feet between home plate and the backstop. So much room. Anything gets past you, if there's any type of speed over at third, it's a run. 2-0. Make it 3-0. For those keeping score at home, that ball up the middle by Hott is ruled an error, E4. Four-pitch walk. Sasaki gets aboard for the second time. That is going to load the bases as Hott moves over to second. And Tokheim now has bases juiced with 1 out. Another conversation out on the mound. Utah Valley has stuck with their starter so far. 69 pitches thrown already in this one. And that is going to do it for Colton Kennedy. 5 hits, 5 runs all earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Allowed a couple of doubles and a home run in those 5 hits. His day is done, but the runners on base, still his responsibility.
Back in there the last few games.
So that's going to bring in a new arm for Utah Valley, the second one that we have seen today. We'll take a quick break. As the Wolverines get ready, we'll be back with more info on the new pitcher. Back here after the pitching change, and it's number 21, Bradley Gilbert, the sophomore out of Redlands, California. He's taken over for the starter, Colton Kennedy. Gilbert coming into a tough situation, bases loaded here with 1 out. Number 2 hitter, Teddy Tokheim up. First pitch misses for ball 1. Tokheim 0 for 1 with the strikeout, but walked and scored back in the third.
Hi, sweetie.
Hitting .333 on the season. Double-digit RBIs. Some wiggle on that pitch and finding the zone.
I'm in here.
To even it up 1-1. Gilbert 1-2 on the season with 15 innings pitched, 9 hits, 11 runs, only 6 earned, 5 walks to 20 strikeouts on the year. Lined into center field. That's going to be at least 1. Waving around third and coming in is Hot. The wheels get him there. Tokheim taking advantage of the bases loaded, brings in 2 with the RBI single. Stanford within 1. 8-7 here in the 4th. Marsh scored. Hot came around to score. And Sasaki advancing over to second base. So first and second, still the 1 out for Charlie Bates. Bates with the ground rule double to bring in Sasaki last time up. In there for a strike. Took some off that pitch, coming in at 79 miles per hour. Both of those runs will count towards Kennedy's numbers. Trying to find the ball back there is Strong. I'll switch it out, runner stay put. Bates has put good barrel on the ball both times up. The double, of course, flew out to center his first time up as well. Line drive into his own bullpen on the right side. That'll make it 1-2. In the dirt, Strong keeps it in front. Good take. Good job by the backstop. 2-2 with the 1 out. Grounded over to first, mishandled, and running it out is Bates. So the error by Katchski over there will load the bases once again. Why it's so important to hustle no matter what. Bates hits that. That puts it in fair territory, using the wheels. Strong out of the box, runs it all the way through, finds himself on base. Sasaki advanced to third, Tokheim over at second. Errors so far in this inning.
We will pitch to 6, 7,
Never a good thing, but the timeliness has also been tough, giving Stanford a bit of a break. JJ Moran takes ball 1 in the dirt. Strong doing a nice job back there, keeping things in front.
One thing you mentioned about the game.
Sasaki at third, Tokheim at second, Bates over at first. JJ Moran 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single. Back in the 3rd inning. 15 RBIs on the year now to go with his .333 average. Hitting .333 as well with the bases loaded. Grounded. Foul, third baseline.
We'll see how this plays out. But again, when you come to the ball
thing, if you're Gilbert, that's what you want to produce right now, though. A grounder, maybe let your defense work, turn 2, get the force at home, flip it around over to first base. That's the ideal scenario right now for the Wolverines. Back-to-back innings now where Stanford has outscored Utah Valley. Utah Valley owned the first 2 innings 6-0. 7-2 in the 4th and the 5th so far. 3rd and the 4th, rather. Before we head into the 5th.
Welcome back. Stanford
gets
sunken diamond
off to the side there, but close enough for Strong.
The first of 4. Valley Wolverines.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
A lot of balls in the dirt. Of course, you want to keep it down in the zone. Anything belt high can leave the yard here. Already seen it once from Gian. Stanford with multiple home run games this season. 11 of the last 12 included. 2-1. Into the outfield. A tower into center. It's drifting and it's out of here. It's the grandest of them all for J.J. Moran. The grand salami. 4 more come across. And Stanford now with a commanding lead. J.J. Moran staying patient in that at-bat. Looking for his pitch, takes it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. Another multi-home run ball game for Stanford now. 12 of their last 13. All kinds of momentum in the Cardinal dugout now. First pitch to Jimmy Nadai in for a strike. Stanford has now batted around with Nadai up to the plate. Still just the 1 out, the fly out from Lavin after the solo shot from Gian. 7-run bottom of the 4th.
Welcome back. Top of the 4th inning, Stanford trailing 1-0, and we had some excitement in the press box of my broadcast partner, Scott.
Break on that pitch.
I said it was coming back, Scott. He looked at me like, are you kidding me?
That'll make it 2-1.
And the degree of difficulty.
Nadai looking for his first hit.
I've never seen that in all the years I've been calling Stanford baseball.
Swinging strike there.
As they say, you never know.
Strike out and a fly out so far for Jimmy.
To the ballpark. Yeah, that's the beauty of baseball. Might see something you've never.
That's into the outfield deep. And one hops the wall for the ground rule double. And just like that, right on cue, Nadai with his first hit of the day and for extra bases. Cardinal have batted around and they are continuing this inning. 11-8, they have the lead. And Eric Gian will hit for the second time in this inning. He led things off with the solo shot. He's got a runner over at second, still just the 1 out. A home run threat for the Cardinal. Every single person in the starting lineup outside of Tatum Marsh. So 8 of the 9 have at least 1 home run on the season. Gian now with 5 and 7 RBIs in total. 344 average.
Because the Wolverines
11 hits on the year.
Are challenging the strike, the interference. And Stanford now
first pitch misses.
Taken.
Stanford's been doing a pretty good job of staying patient as well. They haven't been chasing a ton.
And now he's taken off all of
Struck
his
out
years.
a few times in the first couple of innings, but have since drawn a few walks. In addition to the hits that they have racked up, now with 8 so far today, officially out-hitting Utah Valley, who has 6.
And now
Gilbert
he's
even
off
it up
all
there,
of his
1-1.
years, so we'll see how this plays.
In the dirt.
And
Strong
he's
still
taken
working
off
back
all
there.
of his years, so we'll see how this plays out. But again,
Nadai at second. Lavin awaits on deck as the scheduled hitter. 7 Cardinal hitters have now registered a hit in this one. Runner takes off. Stealing third base without a throw. Jimmy Nadai now 90 feet from the 12th run of the ball game for Stanford. taking advantage of some speed. The 5th stolen base on the season for Jimmy Nadai. Now with less than 2 outs, plenty of different ways he can score. Sac fly, grounder to the right side, what have you. But Gian will take the walk instead.
The strike, the interference.
Started the inning with the home run. Second AB, he'll draw the walk. So runners are at the corners now for Luke Lavin. Lavin and Hott, the only 2 hitters left, 7 and 9, to register a hit. Lavin has flown out to left field twice. But we may see a change here for Utah Valley. Gilbert inherited, bases loaded. They have been cleared, and then cleared again. And that is going to do it for him here in Game 2. Game 1 of the doubleheader today, Game 2 of the series overall.
But again, when you come to the ballpark, Scott.
Looks like we have another righty coming in. It'll be the 3rd one we've seen today from the Wolverines. Take a quick break as he gets loose. We'll be back with more. Stanford leading 11-8 over Utah Valley. Back at it here, still in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stanford putting up 7 runs. The highlight, the grand slam from J.J. Moran. Brought in Sasaki, Tokheim, and Bates. And that is going to do it for Gilbert, who came in with bases loaded, was unable to register an out. So runners at the corners here with 1 down. For number 27, Carter Seeley, who came in, the junior from Washington. First pitch fouled from Luke Lavin. Seeley coming in with a couple of runners on as well. Those the responsibility of Gilbert. Seeley's thrown 2 2/3 so far this season, 1-1 record overall. 7 hits, 10 runs, 9 of which are earned. 1 strikeout to 6 walks on the year. Does have 1 hit batter as well. Goes in on the hands and the swinging strike from Lavin. 0-2. Lavin 13 RBIs on the season, 266 average. Into the glove over at first base. He'll take it himself. Throw to second. Not in time for the sliding Gian. But effective nonetheless. Nadai will come into. That is run number 8. And run number 12 overall. Gian advances to second. As Lavin with the productive out. Finally, the second out is recorded. Gian at second now for Tatum Marsh. Scored twice. 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Takes strike 1. So because Gilbert had inherited those 3 runners on the responsibility of Kennedy. So 8 earned runs allowed by the starter. It's in for a strike. And with that being said, the one that just came across will be Gilbert's responsibility as well. So he'll have 4 earned runs. 0-2. Just missed. Eagle eyes from Tatum Marsh. Not a bad spot from Seeley. Wolverines just need to get out of this inning. An 8 spot. Just missed again. Right around the zone, and Deuces Wild with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. in foul territory right side, gonna go out of play. It's into the Stanford bullpen. Does have some leisurely activity. Some activity in the Utah Valley bullpen as well. We keep rolling with the 2-2 count. Gets him looking. Beautiful pitch, some wiggle on that one. And Seeley comes in and retires the two batters he faces. But a monster inning for Stanford. An 8 spot in the bottom of the fourth, the 12-8 lead. The highlight from J.J. Moran's grand slam. And Stanford now with the 4-run lead heading to the 5th. Back at it here in the top of the 5th inning. The Stanford Cardinal 12-8 lead over the Utah Valley Wolverines. A new pitcher on the mound. The 4th arm we have seen today from Stanford. It's number 21, Brock Kettleson. Freshman. Out of Scotts Valley, California. Went to Valley Christian for high school. First pitch from the lefty is in there for a strike. He's going up against the Derek Houston, who is hitting for Brody Block. And a jam job with the foul ball. Nate Rasmussen trying to mix it up a little bit here with the offense that started off strong for Utah Valley, getting 6 runs in the first couple of innings. 6 hits in total. It's been a little quieter. They did put a couple up in the 3rd, but nothing in the 4th. He's lined into left, bit of a golf swing. It will one-hop the wall, hits the top, and goes out for the ground rule double. Houston goes down and gets it. And taking advantage of the pinch hitting opportunity, it's a leadoff double for the Wolverines. Nice job of attacking that pitch where it was thrown. Drop the barrel, get it on plane. And just see it through the zone. And it's a line shot. Scoring position now. Chipper Beck steps up. 1-for-1 with a double and a walk. Has scored a couple of times. First pitch, a ball from Kettleson. Thrown 13 innings. No official decision for him. 14 hits, 12 runs, 9 of them earned, 16 strikeouts to 10 walks. That is out in center field. Making the catch is Hot. Staying put at second is Houston. 1 away. Kettleson responding by producing the out. And we're going to have another pinch hitter here for the Wolverines. Cooper Brass, the sophomore, will get the opportunity. Hitting for Rowan. Rowan was hit by a pitch and scored, but otherwise 0 for 1. Brass will take strike 1 from Kettleson. Brass, the redshirt sophomore out of Chandler, Arizona, takes ball 1 to Hamilton High School. Started his career at New Mexico. His cousin Drew Smith currently playing AAA ball for the A's. Fouls that pitch out of play. One, 2 with 1 out. Into center field. going back for it is Hott in front of the warning track, makes the grab. The tag from Houston will put him at third base. And back-to-back flyouts into center will make 2 down. Houston finds his way over to third. Kettleson, after allowing the leadoff double, has retired the next 2. Will face Jaden Smith, who has walked and struck out so far today. Did score in the second off the base on balls. Takes ball 1. Nice job by Lavin to keep that ball in the dirt in front. Keep Houston where he's at over at third. Kettleson, highly touted recruit, coming in the inaugural Baseball America Freshman of the Year watch list. Named number 18 freshman by Perfect Game, top 100 by D1 Baseball. Gets the swinging strike there. Also on the two-way Player of the Year watch list. Southpaw expected to do big things. Upstairs, 3-1. Kettleson pinch ran and scored a run in the 4-3 victory yesterday. First appearance in the circle this series on the mound. Pitch is down. It's going to be ball 4. Another base runner aboard as Smith draws his second walk of the day. Runners on the corners. DJ Massey now. 0 for 1 with the walk. Grounded out on the check swing. Walked and stole a base yesterday. Takes strike 1 here. Utah Valley had 6 hits yesterday. They've already surpassed that with 7 here today. Throw over to first. Softly to Sasaki. Houston coming off third and scrambling back. Foul territory. Sasaki just runs out of room. Really out of time because the slide trying to attempt. Just on the end of the dugout. Always see a ton of hustle from Rintaro Sasaki in his sophomore year. Coach David Esker talked a lot about how team-oriented he is despite being such a highly touted recruit coming in. Lined into the outfield, that may split the gap. Coming in to make the play and the throw. Out in center is Hott. But the Utah Valley bats are heating up. Massey gets the RBI single. And run number 9 across as the Wolverines chip away at the lead that Stanford put up, and now it's a 3-run ball game. So Houston coming around after that leadoff double. Smith advancing to third on that. Runners at the corners. Ketchke, top of the order, taking ball 1. Ketchke's gotten better and better each at-bat. Struck out first, sac fly in the second. Nice ground ball, 2 RBIs, single in the third. Now Another good take. Ketchke already with 4 RBIs in this series. Takes ball 3. He had an RBI yesterday with his 8th home run of the season. And the sac fly and the 2 RBI single here today. Pitches up. Catches the upper part of the zone. Ketchke asking the home plate umpire about it. And it stands 3-1. Timeout being called over at third base. Bit of a miscommunication here with the umpiring crew. Chris Engstrand came out from behind the plate, but then Mike Mazza from third base calling timeout briefly, but we play on. 3-1 with 2 outs still. That's ball 4. Ketchke draws the walk. Massey advances to second, bases loaded. And a visit out to the mound with Kettleson. Since Kettleson came in, it was a leadoff double, back-to-back flyouts to center field, issued a walk, the RBI single to Massey, and another walk here to Ketchke. He's already got over 20 pitches thrown here in his first inning of work. Kettleson, the 4th arm we've seen, as mentioned before. Reimer's getting the start. Pinella coming in to relieve. Steve's after him. And now Kettleson. Steves went for an inning under his belt, did not allow any hits. A couple of strikeouts with a walk. Faced 3 batters. Threw about 17 pitches. And Kettleson now 2/3 of an inning here. Trying to get that last out here in the top of the 5th. Caden Carpenter. 3-run bomb in the 2nd. Bases loaded, nowhere to put him. Inside, and that's going to get past Lavin. The underhand, not in time. Smith with a beautiful read, and he will take home, and it's double-digit runs now for Utah Valley. Lavin had been keeping some balls in front back there as the backstop. That one just gets past. 12-10. Still 2 outs, still 2 in scoring position for Carpenter. Blowing away. Massey over at 3rd. Ketchke over at 2nd. Upstairs. Go down as a wild pitch. Just misses the corner, and that's going to be ball 4. 3 walks issued here in the 5th by Kettleson. Bases loaded once again. That'll bring up the DH in Mason Hamlin. 1 for 3 with a single so far today. Inside corner, paints it. Kettleson making an adjustment, getting ahead against Hamlin. Did strike out last time up. Jumps ahead 0-2. Utilizing that inner half, the lefty going into the righty. Swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout. Kettleson ends the top of the 5th. And a couple of more come across for Utah Valley. It's a 2-run ball game. Stanford ahead 12-10 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th for the Cardinal is Ethan Hott, 9-1-2 due up. Stanford with a massive inning back in the 4th as that first pitch is fouled out of play. Seeley came in an inning ago, able to get the final 2 outs. He'll start 1-1 here to Ethan Hott. Some defensive changes for Utah Valley. Brass will stay in over at second base. Houston will stay in left. Beck moves from second base over to third. In the air, foul territory, right side. And running out of room is Ketchke. So the pinch hitters for Utah Valley getting a chance to stay in defensively. In the dirt. Houston certainly earned it with the leadoff double and coming around to score. Brass flew out to center, put the barrel on the ball. Payoff. Staying alive, fouling it back. Hott along with Lavin, the only 2 Stanford hitters still looking for their first hit today. Did reach on the error back in the 4th. 2-error inning for Utah Valley. He'll draw the walk here. So leadoff man aboard. And back to the top of the order for Rintaro Sasaki. Sasaki with the RBI double and the walk has scored twice. Home run and the walk-off single yesterday. Runner takes off. Check swing from Sasaki. Head first into second base. In there safely. Ethan stays hot with a stolen base. He's now in scoring position. Second stolen base on the season for Ethan Hott. It's the ball on Sasaki for the 1-0 count. Throw over to second. Bit of a shift on defensively as Massey is on the right side of second base there for the coverage. But a hole on the left side of the infield. Catches a zone. Evens it up 1-1. Not a bad spot, just missed. Make it 2-1. A tower to right field. No doubt about it. home run of the year. Back-to-back games going yard. 2 more coming across for Stanford. A 14-10 lead Cardinal. Third home run of the ball game for Stanford. The solo shot from Eric Gion, the grand slam from J.J. Moran, and the 2-run home run from Rintaro Sasaki. As a squad, they've nearly hit for the home run cycle. Just a 3-run shot away. And the conference on the mound, and that's going to do it for Seeley. The 3 pitchers have gone up against this Cardinal offense. The 4th coming up next. We'll take a quick break as he gets the warm-up pitches in, and we'll be back with more info. 2 already here in this one. 14-10 lead, Stanford over Utah Valley. Back at it here in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for Utah Valley is Cohen Bach, the freshman. First pitch to Teddy Hochheim is low and away. Bach, the freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona, went to Centennial High School. 3 2/3 innings pitched so far in his freshman campaign. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Strikeout, a walk. And a hit batter so far this season. No decision. Still 0-0 in the record. And 2-0 here to Tokheim. Lined into right. That's going to stay fair. Goes into the corner. And 2 easy bases for Teddy Tokheim. Follows up the 2 RBI single with the double. Tokheim doing that with the new pitcher does a lot for your team mentally, as well as, of course, getting a runner on base for them. They had a ton of momentum going in, but right away to be able to keep that momentum going even when you're facing a new arm, that gives confidence to the rest of your team as well. Charlie Bates. That's outside. Bates had the RBI double back in the 3rd. Reached on an error in the 4th. Again, that 2-error inning ended up being an 8-run inning for Stanford. That's into right field. It's deep, and it's gone! Charlie Bates, touch 'em all! The 5th long ball of the season for Bates. And the shortstop puts a couple more on top for Stanford. They lead 16-10. 3 RBIs on the day for Charlie Bates. He has scored 3 times. He's brought in 3 runs. 2 hits, both for extra bases. He just keeps rolling. So they'll welcome in Bach right away to this one. And it's 3 innings back to back to back with crooked numbers for Stanford. J.J. Moran will take strike 1. Moran, 2 for 3, 6 RBIs. Has 19 total on the year, 6 of them here in this ball game. 2 RBI single in the 3rd, grand slam in the 4th. Take strike 2. Looks like Bach going right after him, trying to attack the zone here. Popped up right side, behind first base. Catch ski. Makes the catch. So Hunter makes the catch ski and one away here in the fifth. That's a big out. Important to get that first one. And Jimmy Nadeye stepping in after a double last time up. Sneaking the strike in is Bach. Seeley ended up going 2/3 of an inning in total. Bach on a third so far in this one. That's in there for a strike. Looking at some updated stats here. Factoring in a couple of errors back in the fourth. 8 runs, 6 earned from Colton Kennedy, the starter. 4 runs, none earned for Gilbert. He inherited some of those runners coming in. Seeley, 2 runs, both earned, and Bach, a couple earned as well with the long ball. Popped up in the infield. Calling everyone off is the shortstop over at second base. Massey makes the catch. Back-to-back pop-ups for 2 away. Eric Gion, designated hitter today, had himself a 4th inning. Hit the home run to start things off, got walked later on in that one. So reached twice in the same inning. 1 for 2 overall today. Right over the white for strike 1. Gion was 1 for 3 with a double yesterday, running a walk. Grounded left side, Massey on the run, makes the throw. Ketchke keeps his foot on the bag, and that'll do it. So after a walk, a 2-run shot, a double, another 2-run shot. 4 runs come across on 3 hits, but then 3 straight retired by Bach. Score sits at 16-10, Stanford in favor of Utah Valley heading to the 6th. Top of the 6th. Kettleson still on the mound for Stanford. First pitch delivered to Mason Strong, and that's fouled out of play into the stands above Stanford's dugout. Strong, one of the hitters that you'd want up right now in this situation to try to get something going once again for Utah Valley. 2-run home run to start, followed it with a double, has since had a walk, so he's 2 for 2. Swinging strike 2 there. Good take to make it 1-2. Utah Valley team, it's 10-10 on the season. Have yet to start conference play in the WAC. We'll do so in a couple of weeks. That misses upstairs. After this, they will host Cal State San Bernardino, one of 2 D2 teams that they have played this year. Will play Colorado Mesa, got the win earlier this spring. And they'll host Utah. That's out into center field. High fly ball. At the warning track, right at the wall, making the grab out in center is hot. 1 up, 1 down. After the Wolverines host Utah, they'll play a series with Bakersfield on the road, and they'll host BYU. Then they'll start WAC conference play April 10th through the 12th. That's at Sac State. Derek Houston, who stayed in after hitting last time with the double, check swing foul ball. This is a Wolverines team that was picked to take second out of the 7 teams in the WAC in the preseason coaches poll. They've been picked second in 2 of the last 3 preseason polls. And second is the highest they've ever been picked since being in the WAC. As that bunt attempt is pulled back to take ball 1. Did have 1 vote for first place. Abilene Christian getting that honor with 3 votes. Their foul ball out of play from Houston. Ahead of Cal Baptist, who also received 1 first place vote, Sac State finishing 4th in the poll, but 2 first place votes. Continuing to stay alive, Derek Houston. The Utah Valley squad finished 3rd in the regular season last year, ended up winning the WAC tournament championship. Second WAC championship in the program's history. 4 straight wins in the tournament to do it. Pitch is up. 2-2. Maybe UT Arlington, Abilene Christian, Sac State, and then Abilene Christian again. 4 all-conference winners last year, including Strong and Iverson from this year's squad. Called strike 3. Kettleson starts with a K, and it's 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. Strong start here in the top of the 6th for Brock Kettleson. Into the 40s now in terms of pitch count. Faced 8 batters back in the 5th. Has settled down here in the 6th. First pitch is up and out of the zone to Chipper Beck. 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Couple of runs scored today is Beck. On the Brooks Wallace watch list is he takes strike 1. Beck was 1 for 4 yesterday. That's grounded up the middle. That's going to sneak to the outfield. Beck adding a single to the tally. That's his 2nd hit of the day. And a 2-out momentum shift, as Utah Valley is not done yet. Cooper Brass, who also stayed in after flying out to center back in the 5th. Initially came in for Trenton Rowan I'll take strike one. That pitch misses to even it up 1-1 here. Still the 2 outs with Beck over at first. In there for the strike. Stanford coming off dropping the series here at home to Pitt. They took game 1, lost 2 and 3. That's the throw over to first. Sees Beck diving back in safely. Took the first one 9-7. Second one lost 11-10. Close one, and then 10-5. They dropped game 3 on Sunday here at Sunken Diamond. Thought about it, but held. Good off-speed, good movement there from Kettleson. It's 2-2. That's hit hard through the 5-6 hole. Cooper Brass follows up the single from Beck with one of his own. And it's 2 on with 2 outs. Just a nice job. Brass put nice barrel on the ball last time, flying out to center field. Hard on the ground this time to get the base hit and keep this inning going for his team. Getting the opportunity to come in and making the most of it. There's some defensive signals from Luke Lavin as he steps in front of home plate. Some options here. 2 outs, anywhere but a home in the infield. Could get out number 3. Jaden Smith now in the box. Out to right field. High tower in the air. And in the shade out there making the grab is Marsh. So a couple of hits, but they'll both be stranded. Kettleson gets out of it in the 6th. Nothing across for Utah Valley. Stanford still with the 6-run lead heading to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th, bottom of the order, due up for the Stanford Cardinal. Lavin, Marsh, and Hott scheduled to be your hitters. And it has been an eventful last 3 bottom half of the inning. 4 in the 3rd, 8 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th. First pitch is popped up by Lavin. Shallow center field, making the catch is Massey. 1 pitch, 1 out, some efficiency there from Cohen Bach, who stays in. That'll bring up Tatum Marsh. 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Scored twice. Average now at 194 on the season. Pitch in there for a strike to make it 1-1. That's in the air, right side. Foul territory. On the run, a bit in no man's land there as that 1 hops into the Stanford bullpen. Carpenter, Brass, and Ketchke all trying to gain ground on that one. But another life here for Tatum Marsh. As an All-American a year ago by multiple outlets named so as a freshman. Low and away. College Baseball Writers Association, Baseball America, Perfect Game, all naming him the freshman All-American. right back to Bach. Knocks it down, overhands to first. Gets the out. Little PFP. Fifth infielder, Cohen Bach, helping himself out. So 2 up, 2 down, important. With all the momentum that Stanford has had offensively in the past few innings, trying to slow them down. Bach has done a nice job of attacking this bottom part of the order. There's 1 hit on the day between these 3. Ethan Ott now steps in. He did reach on an error and reached on a walk. Scored both times. Swinging strike there. One and one. Beautiful spot. Makes it 1 and 2. Misses up. 2 and 2. Stanford has scored every inning going back to the 3rd. Should Utah Valley hold them, this will be the first scoreless inning all day. That misses wide. And strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Cohen Bach. The first scoreless inning of the day in the books here in the 6th. Stanford still with the 16-10 lead over Utah Valley. 7th inning up next. Top of the 7th. Bottom of the order due up for Utah Valley with DJ Massey. 9-1-2 scheduled this inning. Quietest inning that we have seen today was just now in the 6th. The bunt pulled back for ball 1. Kettleston still on the hump for the Cardinal. A couple of innings under his belt, 4 hits, 2 earned runs allowed, a couple of strikeouts, a few walks to his name. He's now reached 50 pitches thrown in this one. 2-0 count to start here to Massey. 1 for 2 today with the RBI single in the 5th. Kettleston starts to come back. A ton of events happening in Stanford athletics today. Women's basketball, 2nd round of the WBIT for postseason against Quinnipiac. Pitch is fouled back. Stanford softball over in Chapel Hill. Going for the sweep as they've already taken the first 2 games from North Carolina. 8-7 lead for the Tar Heels right now. Another foul to stay alive for Massey. This, of course, game 1 of the doubleheader between these 2 squads here at Sunken Diamond. That pitch is up and in to make it a full count. Stanford up 81-69 for women's basketball. Back-to-back WBIT appearances for that squad. Just over in Maples. And a swing and a miss for the full count strikeout. Kettleston starting off on the right foot here in the 7th. 1 gone. Stanford women's tennis, head of Boston College currently. out on the East Coast. Pitch to Hunter Ketchke is low and in. Really important that Kettleson went after the number 9 hitter, going back to the top of the order here. Rather go in with 1 out and bases clear. That's in the air, popped up. Calling everyone off. Out in right field and making the catch is Marsh. Another important out for Kettleson and crew. 2 down. Men's tennis getting the victory over the Cardinals. Cardinal over the Cardinals. Singular over plural today. In the crossover season with some of the winter sports. Women's gymnastics competed in the ACC championship yesterday. That pitch is in there for a strike to Caden Carpenter. Conversation here with Carpenter. Been walked twice, hit a 3-run home run. Does have a strikeout on the day too. This is a game that had high energy from both sides coming into it, especially the first couple of innings. Utah Valley came out swinging, literally. They outscored Stanford 6-0 in those 2 innings. Then the Cardinal bouncing back immediately, outscoring the Wolverines 12-0, or 12-2 actually, in the 3rd and 4th innings. 4-2 in the 5th, and then nothing in the 6th. It has quieted down a bit. It's just missed. We're about 3 hours into this one. First pitch was set for about 1:05 p.m. local time. Out just after 4. 2-1 count. Some of that comes from not just physical fatigue. It is a warmer day. It's 76, so it's gorgeous out here, but mental fatigue as well. Hitting a piece. Right now, Carpenter, his 5th plate appearance, already here in the 7th. Batted around 4 times. Seen 4 different pitchers from Stanford. Fouled straight back, right on time, just missed it. Carpenter named one of the top draft prospects coming out of the WAC, number 22 outfielder by D1 Baseball in the preseason. Chases the upstairs, and it's another K for Kettleson. A 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts, and Stanford maintaining the momentum with the 6-run lead as we'll stretch it out here in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th inning, we are all stretched out here at Sunken Diamond. Jenna Becerra with you here on the call. Game 2 of the series, Game 1 of today's doubleheader between the hosts, the Stanford Cardinal, and the visiting Utah Valley Wolverines. Top of the order with Rentaro Sasaki in the box welcomes a new pitcher on the mound. 5th arm today for the Wolverines. It's Josh Mawini, the freshman out of Cottonwood Heights, Utah. Turns on it, yanked foul. Mawini went to Brighton High School. One of the 10 Utah natives on this roster for the Wolverines. Low and away. 2-1 to Sasaki, who went yard last time up. 3 RBIs on the day, 2 from the home run, and then the double back in the 3rd. Mawini, an inning and 2/3 so far this season. 0-1 is his record. 3 hits. No strikeouts as of yet. That's low and in. 3 walks, 4 runs, only 1 was earned. He's not hit a batter yet in his collegiate career either. 3-1 count here. Under it. Popped up into right field. Calling it off to make the grab is Carpenter. A big out for the freshman in Mawiney to sit down Sasaki. 1 away. Three consecutive scoreless half innings. Hadn't even seen 2. Stanford scored in 3 of the 6 innings that they picked up the bats. Teddy Tokheim chops it to the right side. That's going to go right through to the outfield. Beating the shift. His second single, 3rd hit of the day. And I saw Brass really shifted over towards second base. The bag itself. Massey on the left side of the infield along with Beck over at third base. So just wide open. Would be routine for a second baseman who is set up to the typical true position. But they'll beat the shift instead. And Tokheim earns a pinch runner. It's going to be Court McDonald, the senior, over at first. Tokheim 3 for 4 on the day with a walk, scored a couple of runs, couple of RBIs. Not a bad outing. And Charlie Bates coming off a 2-run shot. Just 2 batters later from Sasaki back in the 5th. Too far inside. Ball 1. Grounded foul right side. Bates in the preseason named number 19 shortstop according to D1 Baseball. Also on the Brooks Wallace Award watch list. That's going to get past all the way to the backstop. Jogging over to second is McDonald on the wild pitch. This is a Stanford team that was picked to finish 10th in the ACC in the preseason poll. Out of the 16 teams, finished 13th in the regular season last year, lost in the opening round of the tournament to Virginia Tech 7-4. Grounded hard to the right side. Knocking it down on the lip of the grass, but not enough time to get it over to first is Brass. So Bates finds himself aboard once again as McDonald advances over to third. Runners at the corners here for the Cardinal. Someone who has done damage with runners on base today is stepping in the box. That's J.J. Moran. 2 RBI single, grand slam, 6 RBIs in total. Increased his season total by nearly 50%. Came into 13, now has 19. Today. Now sitting at a .338 average, but .444 with runners in scoring position. That's going to get him. Bates is nailed. That'll move, or Moran nailed. That'll move Bates over to second. So Moran taking one for the team. That one by Bates, by the way, initially ruled an infield single. So bases are loaded. Back-to-back singles and the hit by pitch for Jimmy Nada. 275 on the year, but 333 with them loaded. Grounded softly left side. Taking it himself at third to get the force is Beck. The run coming across. McDonald comes in to score. As Nada finds his way over to first on the fielder's choice. 2 down. So Bates was erased over at third base, but that still leaves Moran at second and Nada over at first with the 2 outs. Eric Gion. 7-run lead in run rule territory here. In the 7th. First pitch misses from Mawhinney. Gion with a home run, a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. A little bit of everything today. 2 inside there to make it 2-0. Utah Valley coming off a couple of games against Cincinnati. They hosted early last week. It's 3 straight balls here to Gion. Their last run ruled on Monday, the 16th, by Cincinnati, 11-1 in 8 innings. Flirting with it right now. Finding the zone. Should the inning continue, Luke Lavin is scheduled up on deck. That's going to be ball 4. Bases loaded, Cardinal everywhere. Moran advances to third. Nada over to second. And Luke Lavin steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 4 so far today. What a time it would be to get his first hit. The 7-run lead for Stanford, 8 runs needed. 17-10 the current score with the conference on the mound for Utah Valley. Lavin and Hott still the only 2 Cardinal hitters who have not registered a hit yet in this one. Lavin has put the ball in play every single time he's been up. Did bring a run in with an intelligent out as he grounded out over to first back in the 4th. Still getting the RBI out of it. That was his 14th on the season. Looking for number 15 right here. Count. Foul tip. Strong hangs onto it. Evened up. side. It's the potential to run roll here. The 10-run lead. That runs over at first base. Grounded left side. Taking it on the run over to first. That'll do it. So the base is loaded and stranded, but a run comes across. And Stanford is up 17-10 after 7. Utah Valley will pick up the bats in the 8th as Hamlin, Strong, and Houston are due up. Top of the 8th inning. Stanford 6 outs away, securing the second win in this 4-game series over Utah Valley. A pinch hitter, Jimmy DeAnda, stepping in for the Wolverines. Hamlin was the scheduled hitter. He's 1 for 4, but back-to-back strikeouts his last 2 times up. DeAnda getting an opportunity here as it's a quick 1-1 count. Fouled back. Kettleson settling in. 3 innings pitched now today, 4 hits. A couple of earned runs, but 4 strikeouts. Pushing 70 pitches thrown, and that's softly lined into center. It's going to fall. The base hit for the pinch hitter, DeAnda. And a base runner aboard here for the Wolverines. Hitters taking advantage. All 3 that we have seen today, Brass, Houston, DeAnda, have registered a hit. Brass and Houston staying in defensively. We'll see what they do with DeAnda, but right now he's over at first base. And another one, Joseph Barnhart steps up in place for Mason Strong. Pitch fouled. That's in there for a strike. Kettleson able to jump ahead quickly here, 0-2. Softly, taking it himself is Kettleson. He'll go to first, get the sure thing, and DeAnda will advance to second, but it looks like it's actually going to be called back as a foul ball. Likely made contact with himself. It was 0-2, it'll stay that way. And DeAnda will head back to first base. Another chance for Barnhart here, the senior out of Stockton, California. Takes advantage. Base hit to left field for Barnhart. And what turned from a 1-3 out to back-to-back singles. That's a break right there for the Wolverines. DeAnda does advance to second, with Barnhart over at first. Derek Houston staying in. 1 for 2 today with the double. Grounded left side, cut off over at third base and turning 2. Nicely done by the Stanford defense. Moran kicks it off, gets it to Nadai, who finishes it. Barnhart and Houston both retired on the double play, 2 away. DeAnda end over at third base now for Chipper Beck. Big cut. Nice to see the defense step up if you are Stanford. A clean ball game so far for the Cardinal. Pitch is upstairs. They had 3 errors yesterday, so definitely an area of improvement, something that if you're David Esker, you're looking for that adjustment from day to day. Nate Rasmussen going to do the same thing heading into game 2 of this doubleheader after a couple of tallies in the E column for the Wolverines. 1-2 count here to Beck. Far inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still the 2 outs. With Deanda over at third. Picked in the dirt by Lavin. A full count here with 2 outs. One run coming across here in the last couple of innings. Chase is upstairs, and it's another strikeout for Kettleson. His 5th of the day, and the double play to the K will get it done in the top of the 8th. Runner is stranded at third. Stanford maintains the 7-run lead over Utah Valley headed to the bottom of the 8th. The day, 12 for Utah Valley. That makes it a 2-1 count. Defensively, Joseph Barnhart going to stay in behind the dish for the Wolverines after the pinch hitting opportunity. Too far in to make it 3-1. Upstairs for ball 4. Marsh, his 2nd walk of the day. Gets another one aboard for Stanford. Should Stanford score 3 here in the bottom of the 8th, could end the game early via the run rule. 7-run lead coming into this. Run number 18 now aboard, potentially. Philip Chong, who came in defensively for Ethan Hott in center, now steps up. Softly to the left side on the run. The shortstop just in time is Massey over to first. Chong will help advance Marsh over to second. And 1 away. Back to the top of the order it is for Stanford. Taro Sasaki, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, double and a home run. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Stanford team that could use a bit of a boost. 1-5 in the ACC so far. Took 1 from Pitt, swept at Wake Forest before that. Trying to redirect. And they won game 1 of this 4-game slate with Utah Valley. Every win they can stack will contribute to that confidence building. Tech next. inside. He gets the hands on that ball, and that goes to center field. Smith makes the grab. And a big out, number 2 for the Wolverines. Virginia Tech, of course, the team that ended Stanford's season last year in the ACC tournament, that 7-4 loss in the opening round. Stanford did not appear in the NCAA tournament the last 2 years. Haven't gone more than that since 1980. There was a 13-season stretch between 68 and 80 where they did not appear in the NCAA tournament. Otherwise, they've been pretty consistent. Five regionals they've competed in. Check swing, he doesn't go, but it gets him instead. That is McDonald, who was hitting for Tokheim. A hit by pitch will put 2 aboard here with 2 outs. Marsh stays at second. Charlie Bates will take his turn here in the 8th. Charlie Bates, 3 for 5 today. Single, double, and a home run. 3 RBIs in the mix there, so just a triple away from the cycle. Pitch misses low from Mawhinney. In the 30s now in terms of pitch count since he came in. Just missed inside. The righty Mawhinney trying to go into the lefty Bates. Having to chase that one. Foul it off to make it 2-1. This weekend, of course, the first meetings ever between these two programs. So right now, Stanford with the 1-0 advantage in the all-time record. Called strike. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. 346 average for Bates. Overall, 448 with runners on, 522 with runners in scoring position. That's ball 3. One for 4 yesterday, 3 for 5 so far here today. Puts him at 4 for 9 in the series. It's a piece. Protecting there. Full count. Going to be ball 4 on the payoff. Bates, his first walk of the day. Still stick with 3 and 5 on the day. That has reached on 3 hits as well as an error and a walk. Loads the bases here in the bottom of the 8th. For J.J. Moran, who, last time that happened, decided to go yard. The grand slam in the 4th. hit by a pitch his last time up in the 7th. 2 for 4 on the day. Chopped over to the left side, cut off by Massey. He'll get to second for the force, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 all left on base thanks to a couple of walks and a hit by pitch. Nothing across, but Stanford looking to close it out. 17-10 lead over Utah Valley heading to the top of the 9th. Stanford 3 outs away from sealing Game 2 victory in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. The win yesterday on the walk-off 4-3. 17-10 lead here as Kettleson looking to close this out. Cooper Brass will take strike 1. It's 7-8-9 due up for the Wolverines. Foul back out of play, and Kettleson jumping ahead 0-2 quickly. Got 5 Ks on the afternoon so far. Faced 8 batters. His first inning of work, but has settled in nicely ever since. That is deep into left center field. On the run, making the diving catch! McDonald! He came in defensively for Tokheim and makes a splash. What a play from the left fielder, McDonald. On the run in left center field. Nicely done. 1 away here for the Cardinal. Great jump on that. That's hit hard through the 5-6 hole. Jaden Smith wasting no time. He'll get his first hit of the afternoon. And the Wolverines aren't done yet. DJ Massey now has his teammate Smith over at first with 1 out. 1 for 3 on the day. 1-0 count. Brock Kettleson's pitch count, by the way, into the 80s in his 5th inning of work. Scoots away from Lavin. Within reach. Smith stays put. Smith did steal second back in the 2nd. Three straight balls from Kettleson. Good patience shown from DJ Massey. If you're Kettleson, you know you struck out Massey last time you faced him. You gotta go right after the 9-hitter. Finds the zone there. Here's ball 4. Massey draws the walk. Smith advances to second, 2 aboard with 1 out. And a visit to the mound here for Kettleson. He is pushing 90 pitches so far in this one. That was his 4th walk of the day. He's faced 23 batters. Kettleson now is 17 1/3 on the season. Round of applause here from the Stanford fans at Sunken Diamond as he will exit here in the 9th. Solid 4 1/3 innings thrown today in relief. And we will have the pitching change for the Cardinal. Number 18, Cassius Thomas, coming out to the mound. And not the first time that Utah Valley or the fans have seen him this weekend. We'll take a break and tell you all about it when we come back. Heck of a time for Cassius Thomas to come in. A couple of runners aboard here for Utah Valley in the 9th, and it's back to the top of the order with Hunter Ketchke. 1 for 3 today, 3 RBIs, including the sac fly, back in the 2nd. First pitch is up from Thomas, and he came in yesterday, ended up getting the win in the walk-off through the last inning and 2/3. No hits, no runs, no walks. Did get a strikeout through about 19 pitches to close it out. An efficient outing for him. That is lined into center field. Another efficient out there from Thomas. That's going to be out number 2. Well struck, just not well placed. And Utah Valley down to their last out. Caden Carpenter now. Huge swing there. And a first pitch strike. Thomas, the senior, out of Los Angeles, California, to Sierra Canyon High School, transferred from Duke. That's right up the gut. And a quick 0-2. Thomas 1-1 on the year. 10 1/3 innings pitched now. Gonna close this one out. Called strike 3 to do it. Cassius Thomas gets the job done, and it'll seal the victory for Stanford. 17-10 over Utah Valley in Game 2 of the 4-game set. The first one in today's doubleheader is in favor of the Cardinal. 17 runs on 13 hits, no errors for the host team. 10 runs on 13 hits, a couple of errors for Utah Valley. And Stanford now 2-0 all-time over the Wolverines. A nice job by the Cardinal to get the bats going after a quiet first couple of innings, and then the pitching settled down thanks to Brock Kettleson. Cassius Thomas coming in to close it out, and all 3 parts of the game were clicking well enough to get the victory. And 45 minutes after this one, we have Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up next. So thank you all for joining us here for Game 1. Stick with us to come back, get a snack, do what you got to do. For Game 2, we will be back, and on behalf of our entire crew, thank you for stopping by for Game 1. I'm Jenna Becerra, and saying so long for now from Stanford. We'll see you in a bit.